Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the next episode where I would dive into the process of how I am looking to source my packaging in terms of the design and also the type of packaging I want to go for. So, pretty much, we start off with the entire part where first we need to decide what are the packaging I do the gift box. So, right now, I have zero clue in terms of the packaging world. There are tons of different shipping box, mailer box, coffee packaging, food box, candy box, gift box, alcohol, beverage packing, you name it. How can you make sense out of it to see what is the type of packaging you want to get? Because I know that the competitors were doing this gift box style. I use this website, which is very interesting since they have the name of being the Canva version of packaging. Pacdora. So there are tons of different models for you to choose from. So this is where I start off by looking at the different types of packaging available rather than going to those big providers, because right now what I need is to understand the terms better. They categorize in box of lid, sleeves, tray boxes, tons of it that you can have a scroll through yourself. But for this, I want to keep it as simple and as quick as possible. So I have a quick look and I see that seems like the flip top boxes something I want, where they just open and then reviews everything. So I decided to go with that naming convention. And the next part would be me Googling, okay, what and who should I source this mailbox from? So I have just Googled around and I came across this website called Heaps Good. It's a Aussie-based manufacturing business that provides these card boxes for people to get, like custom boxes, eco labels, cards, you name it, and they're all environmentally friendly and sustainable as well. But you know what? Let's give it a shot and explore this further. I'm thinking of picking the medium, which is $3.95 per box, which can be a bit expensive, but given that the quality itself seems to be all right, like based on the comments, people were giving good reviews in terms of how durable it is and how sustainable. I think it really aligns with our message as well, buying completely from Aussie-based businesses and see how we can support people from all across the industries. So that's pretty much the cost I might have to incur. And what's good about this is basically they provide two versions, Adobe Illustrator and Canva if you don't have the fancy schmancy software. So I really like their positioning is also towards people who are new like me, who have no idea about this professional stuff. And so they directed me to this link where they have the outside and the inside box packaging. It's actually called a die line. I have no idea what's that until I came across this YouTube video. There are tons of other YouTube videos out there that teaches you about product packaging, and it will always come across this term called die line. Die line is basically the anatomy of the box, sort of deconstructed. So just imagine before you assemble into a box, you just put it into lying straight on the floor. That is the layout of how it would look like. So for this case, this designer is designing for a personal care product, is sharing his process from ideation to bringing it to life with the concept. So which is why I was like, let me just have a look at the video. So I'll definitely recommend you guys to check it out before you get started doing packaging research and design. So I got a lot of understanding from it as dialine concept, and it also shares ways for me to do research. For example, I use Pinterest as one way to see the different packagings people have done. So it's like keeping it simple. People were trying to make it sustainable, keeping it less branded so that since people are going to throw it away anyways. After I got this Canva file, then I would take this. I've downloaded into a PNG format. I basically extract it and put it here. The outside, you have the top, the bottom, the front. So to better help you illustrate what do they mean by front, bottom, and top, well, so the way I did it was I have this image as a sample side by side when I'm doing the design myself. I put it like that, and I just tilt it in the vertical way rather than horizontal, so I can better visualize, okay, what does the top really mean? Because based on this photo, it is doing it like this. So I just flip it to vertical, then it kind of helps me to better visualize how it's going to look like. For the outside, I also did similar things. I just flipped it, making it into vertical, make it easier for me to have a look. And before I dive in deeper into the packaging, I will do what we call mood board. I just gather examples of my competitors to see what are the box they were doing. For example, the early phase is just a very simple word, count box. Even Retreat itself has just simple text. This is your time for you. Enjoy, and then Retreat yourself logo right there, right away. And on the inside, they do have a caption or quote for you to have a look. They also have this similar packaging style like gift box where they have this front part and also the inside part as well for you to see the message is trying to bring to you, and the top part too this fancy logo. So that is pretty much the whole process of the top, front, and bottom mockups. With that said, have also included like some of the information for my own reference to say, okay, these are the basic process for us to begin with. So we need to incorporate messages of self-care or wellness because that's the demographic we're targeting. So initially, I just put some rough text here, trying to get a better idea of how it's going to look, but it is a bit hard. So I decided to try another way where I just download the packaging line straight into Figma with my mockups in there to have a look and to get a feel of how it's like. So I have the two fonts I have previously consulted ChatGPT with, and they have recommended me Futura and Garamond. So I'll be using these two for my packaging style design. And within all of that, I have three logo color styles. I have the original one and the grayscale one and the black and white one. So the black and white one comes in handy when it comes to promotion on Facebook ads as well. Sometimes you might not want the color of the original one to clash with other color palettes you want to do. You want to keep it simple. So these two can come in handy in the future and even in packaging as well. So because for the packaging, it is brown color. That is the standard one. So let's say assuming I just want to keep it simple, minimalistic, that's when I need the black and white logo to come in because it's simple to recognize and it wouldn't be hard for me to design like the complementary design elements into it. And I have also included the color palettes of the original logo in case you want to do design. But after looking at the style, I think I'll be going for just black and white just to keep it minimalistic and simple. So what I did was I have this art form that is very good for like self-care. It really calls out the aspect of people who are interested in these things, like for doing their nails, massage, and like having plants. It's basically all the stereotypes and even the characteristics, so to say, for the people who are interested in practicing self-care. So I took that and I incorporated the design inside. So I have the packaging, I copy pasted it, and I incorporated so brand identity. Someone that might be interested in it would be, for example, a little of me time is thinking of doing this and then just sipping down the tea. So it really lets people to imagine, wow, this is something I can sit back and relax and enjoy. So that is pretty much the inside of the packaging design I am working on right now. Everything is pretty raw. In fact, I just did it today, so there might be changes along the way, but I'll let you guys know if I can through any future updates in my YouTube channel. So moving on, I have the outside package. So I'll be working on this front part, which is basically this one. So this is the front part. I'm looking to incorporate the logo, either grayscale or black colored logo. But comparing to both, it seems like the black one seems more readable. So I might just use this packaging to make it easier to read. And from then, I also have this simple box of welcome to your retreat. This is your you time reserved just for you. Savor this moment. Take in a deep breath, breathe out, relax. It's time to discover the magic inside. So this would be the top part inside the box. And I also plan to integrate the Spotify playlist here for people to check out and for them to contribute if they want to, or just tune in and listen as an added experience to make it easier for them to pamper themselves. So that is the update I have in terms of the packaging. In summary, I have first visited YouTube videos to understand the packaging process from A to Z as a rough understanding. From there, I get my design inspirations through Pinterest and also developing a mood board, which is basically I gather competitors. I took screenshots of what they were doing, put it there, see what works, what doesn't work. And then I also did a bit of a packaging design in terms of extracting the color schemes for my existing logo and created a black and a gray logo. And I find out different element that's relevant towards my target audience that will use and apply to the packaging. And with my packaging copy, I've came up previously to ChatGPT to see how it works. And all of this, I'll be putting inside what we call a die line, which is the version where we haven't assembled it into a box for this case. It's just flat, so which is why you see all the design easily, and this is where the manufacturers will use this design to print out the box. And they have also indicated areas where they couldn't print stuff from there, so they'll give you normally boxes to guide you to say, okay, this is the dimension we would normally recommend you to print. And so that's pretty much the entire process for the packaging style. Cheers.